Jeb Bush spoke to a packed room at the Hyatt in South Lake Tahoe yesterday, also in Reno. What he had to say about Donald Trump coming up.
And another Republican presidential candidate will be coming to Northern Nevada this weekend. We'll tell you where Scott Walker will be speaking.
And you and our students get a firsthand look at what a 7.5 magnitude earthquake looks and feels like. We'll show you the footage, shaking it up after this.
Of it, and they don't like business people.
You are watching Mornings on Fox with Bill Frankmore, Samantha Boatman, Melissa Carlson, and weather with meteorologist Tim Studebaker.
Yeah, which is actually powerful.
On Fox.
Well, it just
Welcome back.
It wasn't at the
everybody.
newspaper,
Republican
it was the newspaper.
Jeb Bush was back in the Silver State yesterday. First, he was in Las Vegas, or excuse me, in Reno yesterday, then Las Vegas last night. And of course, as I mentioned earlier in the day, made a stop in Reno.
Yeah, Fox 11's Terry Hendry was there for the rally and has this report.
It was standing room only at the Hyatt Place in Reno as Jeb Bush took center stage. He spoke of income inequality.
Bernie Sanders and all the other candidates on the left, and certainly Barack Obama, all their skill sets are based on saying that the rich are successful at the expense of everybody else.
He called the federal government inept and corrupt and cited recent cybersecurity breaches as examples. He also had tough talk on the need to protect Americans against ISIS.
I believe we need to rebuild our military to make sure that the fighting force is protected.
He also talked about the Iran nuclear deal.
A president needs to negotiate to keep us safe. And the deal with Iran is not a deal that will keep us safe.
He also spoke of the need to fix the economy and create jobs. Afterwards, he met with reporters to field questions, including this one, alluding to the current GOP frontrunner, Donald Trump.
De pesimismo y de fracaso.
How are you prepping for the next debate?
I just did. I'm gonna unleash a Spanish. Just try to change the dynamics of the debate. Maybe throw out a little.
He says he believes Donald Trump is tapping into the anger and angst over topics like immigration, which is a topic he failed to mention today.
I do know from previous speeches that he does support a path for immigration, and I do like it. I just would have loved to have seen him say something about that. So yeah, my heart's broken today for that reason.
Again, that was Terry Hendry reporting. And with regards to Jeb Bush, Nevada Senator Dean Heller has endorsed him for president. Heller issued a statement Wednesday calling Bush a proven leader with a strong record during his time as Florida governor. Heller said Bush is a practical conservative who believes in growing the Republican Party and uniting it during his presidential run. And Scott Walker's coming to Reno for a private round table discussion. It's happening this Saturday at the Peppermill at 6 o'clock. Walker will be in our area for the Bass Fry in Gardnerville as well, which is also on Saturday.
Well, a Reno man has been selected as the August Veteran of the Month. The Nevada Department of Veteran Services chose U.S. Marine Corps veteran James Snyder for the honor. Snyder has put in a lot of work to help veterans and active service members. He established a fundraiser for the Nevada Honor Flight that arranges free travel to veterans to visit Washington, D.C. by recruiting local organizations. He raised $2,400 in just 5 hours. Snyder also collected 11,000 pairs of socks for a Marine battalion in Afghanistan. Now, Governor Brian Sandoval will present the award at the Carson City Governor's Mansion. The ceremony is on Thursday, August 27th at 9:30 a.m. Friends and supporters are all welcome to attend. Well, dozens of students and faculty members at UNR got a firsthand experience of how to stay safe during an earthquake this week. The Big Shaker demonstrated a 7.5 magnitude earthquake. It's used to train emergency responders and others how to react during a real one. And although our area hasn't seen a big earthquake in several years, scientists say it's always better to be prepared.
So this really gives a good demonstration of what kind of things fall and how much motion, just the scale of motion that you can expect from a big event. So it gives you kind of an idea of how to best secure your house and how serious it is.
If you missed the earthquake simulator that happened yesterday, you'll have another opportunity this week. On Friday, it will be outside the Discovery Museum off Center Street from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. It is free and open to the public.
The city of Reno could soon have 4 medical marijuana dispensaries up and running. Until yesterday, there were only 3 dispensaries allowed to apply for a license in Reno. The city council unanimously voted to use existing Nevada rankings to select the next highest ranked qualified applicant. Lawmakers in the last session voted to allow Reno to allocate 1 more dispensary license. City officials say the city's on track to open its first dispensary in about 2 weeks. Sparks has already opened its first dispensary.
The dispensaries, which is the retail side of the medical marijuana, has to have the product to sell. So cultivation is first, and we've had those licensed and up and running. There are a couple of cultivation facilities that are currently harvesting, so they are ready to send their product off to the laboratory for testing, and then it'll be ready for resale.
Michael Chomp also says that Sierra Wellness Connection, which is located off of 2nd Street, will likely be the first dispensary to open. Stay with Mornings on Fox 11. We'll bring you updates.
Washoe County Commissioners have agreed to co-sponsor the 2015 Great Reno Balloon Race. As part of becoming a co-sponsor, the board agreed to waive the $6,000 rental fees to use the park for 7 days. The Great Reno Balloon Race attracts 100 balloonists and more than 150,000 spectators every year. The Great Reno Balloon Race is September 8th through the 14th at Rancho San Rafael Regional Park. We'll talk more about them with their executive director later this hour.
Well, coming up, drone pilots need to be on the lookout for birds of prey. The latest confrontation pitted an Australian eagle against a drone. We'll show you what happened.
Scott just made it back. Scott just made it back.
Welcome back, everybody. Unmanned aerial vehicles, also known as drones, are becoming more common.
They take beautiful pictures too from up in the air here. And as their numbers increase, there are more chances for run-ins between the craft and the animal kingdom. Jeannie Mose shows us more.
When we send in the drones, what must the animals think? It's enough to make a gator glare and a ram wonder. Does that thing bite? The latest confrontation pitted an Australian eagle against. The eagle used its talons to knock the drone out of the sky. The videographer wrote, "This is the last thing a small bird sees when a wedge-tailed eagle decides that you are dinner." The eagle was said to be uninjured. The drone operator had some advice for his fellow pilots. If you see a bird of prey while flying, land. Same could be said if you see a chimp waving a branch at a zoo in the Netherlands. Tushy demolished a $2,000 drone, and she and her friends had their mugshots taken as they examined the debris. Who needs a stick when you've got horns? A New Zealand ram named Rambro headbutted a drone, then went after the guy who came to retrieve it. At a zoo in Naples, Florida, an agitated alligator could do nothing but lunge. While elsewhere in Florida, a swarm of bees engaged in aerial combat. TV news drone.
When you see the video, it looked like, Star Wars.
Even landing.
He's sitting there trying to sting the lens.
For a pair of leaping labs, a drone was nothing but an expensive dog toy, a frisbee with blades.
Don't look at me. No, I always, that was when I called, when is he available? I'm on the air from this time to this time. Well, he's not available at that time, but we can pre-record it.
Through his club. That doesn't count.
Okay, fine, we'll pre-record it.
This does.
That was your people.
Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
No, I prefer to do them live.
That is so awesome.
That is so horrible that it hit that bird.
No, the bird hit it.
Oh,
So the bird unharmed. He just gave him a good old kick. It's a guy's $3,000 drone that is in need of some TLC this morning.
I think they're cool for a hobby, but I think if you're going out there getting in the way of those who are working to respond to an emergency location, like a fire or something, you're a knucklehead and get the heck out. That's what I have to say.
I'll agree with you. For the first time. We don't do that all the time.
I don't do that all the time.
All right. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back. Tim's got your forecast.
When you're feeling low, when you just
Good morning and welcome back. We have winds picking up later on today. That's going to lead to fire danger out there between dry conditions and those winds. A red flag warning in place for high fire danger today across much of western Nevada and eastern northeastern California as well. Areas of dust are possible too, with the winds picking up some of that dust around the area. These winds are going to gust up to about 40 to 45 miles per hour for many of the lower elevation locations today. So heads up later today for that. Not much wind yet. It will be here by the afternoon and especially the evening hours today. 61 in town with partly cloudy skies reported from the airport, 39% humidity. We're in the 50s and 60s for the lower elevations, 30s and 40s in the upper elevations. Low pressure off the California coast. Looks like we're having a little bit of a problem with some of our images there, but low pressure is off the coast. And it'll continue to provide a little bit of wind for us as we head into the day today. Very slight chance of showers and thunderstorms eastern side of the state. The rest of us are looking at dry conditions, mostly sunny skies, but those winds will be out there. About 20 to 30, gusting to 40 to 45 miles per hour out of the southwest today. Slightly lower winds tomorrow, but the high fire danger is out there for today. So a red flag warning in place from this afternoon through about tomorrow morning. Also, lake wind advisories are in place for parts of the area too, western Nevada as well as eastern California. Mostly sunny skies though, so other than the winds, it would be a very quiet forecast, near average temperatures, but those winds will make for a little bit of a busy day for some of us out there. Temperatures warm up even more as we head into the weekend, and next week we'll be back.
And that's the results they got. The number of scientists who believe that we are destroying the planet because of CO2, a tiny little number. I love the fact that kids come in. Izzy was like, I just love it. She's great. And the kids come in and there's toys. I'm cool kid. Donna comes in, she's got kittens, a chicken. Cool.
Welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 7:28. We're joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. Education Saving Account, or ESA, applications are now being accepted. The ESA allows parents to claim state education funding and use it toward private school tuition or other qualifying expenses. However, the legislature making a change to the new program, the 100 days at school in a public or charter school class still applies. A private school, homeschool, or online school does not qualify. Brent Hewitt, chief of the state of Nevada's treasurer's office, stated last week, quote, "This is not the outcome that we had proposed. We hope the legislature addresses this issue in the upcoming legislative session," end quote. Nevadans are still encouraged to voice their opinion at an upcoming August 21st workshop. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. We have winds and dry conditions for the day today. So a fire weather warning, also known as a red flag warning, in place across western Nevada and eastern California. And goes into effect this afternoon. and lasts until tomorrow morning. Also because of the wind, a lake wind advisory in place for parts of western Nevada and also eastern California through either this evening in western Nevada or around Tahoe and into the Sierra through the morning hours tomorrow. Your 7-day forecast is relatively quiet except for the winds.
I'm actually so ahead of the game today, I'm confusing myself.
That's easily done.
Yeah.
I do know what you mean, however.
Yeah.
Yesterday was a very strange day. The whole day was going that way.
Yeah.
Today may be another one.
It's okay, keeps you on your toes, makes life interesting.
Do what?
It keeps you on your toes and makes life interesting.
Oh, I thought you said shining your toes. I said, do what? Okay, I take it my audio is working good, right?
Yep, hear you loud and clear.
Okay, because I wasn't plugged in before. I'm so sleepy today.
Why, didn't you sleep last night?
I haven't slept in about 3 nights very well. I went to the doctor, and the doctor says, "Oh, here, take this new stuff." Yeah, right. Keeps me buzzing all night long. So I complained about it. He said, "Well, then only try this stuff." So, all right, I'm going to complain again.
Fire in Washoe Valley forced parts of old US 395 to close yesterday. I didn't tell you the bizarre way the fire started.
And one inmate is dead after a riot at Folsom Prison in California. What officials say happened when the fight broke out.
And the road to the Democratic nomination may not be an easy one for Hillary Clinton. Questions now regarding a private email server, Bernie Sanders, and much more. Still to come.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's 7:32 now on your Thursday morning. Hopefully your day's off to a great start. A lot still to come in the last hour and a half of the show, including talk of the new Apple, are they going to call it the iPhone 6s or iPhone 7 release date? Apparently, according to Inquisitor.com, there was a bit of a leaked internal email that kind of leaked the date, saying that people may be able to get their hands on the new phone on September 25th. You know, they always release the new phone right around September, but a lot of people were thinking that they may wait another year or two to release a new phone, because really, what else can they do?
Yeah, and they're saying they already have the 6S.
We said that 5-6 years ago, too. What else can they do with this technology?
Well, they have the 6 Plus.
Oh,
so
not the
this might be the 6S, or they
okay.
might just go
Is
straight
it?
to the iPhone 7. But it's saying it's going to be the best camera of all time. But I feel like they say that about every phone.
They keep doing it. Eventually, this is going to be like this. Hello?
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
things are going to be huge. Like,
Yeah.
they're getting bigger and bigger every
are.
single time.
But the cameras, the pictures
Are
they take,
incredible.
incredible
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So if they're going to even be better than that, hey, all right. Looking forward to that. Remember, you have kids. We have 3 kids. We bought one of those big point-and-shoot, D80
Yeah, the
things.
big Canons or
You
whatever
did one
brand.
too?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And they're expensive, and you say, yeah, but these moments are so precious.
And you just
Yes.
SLRs, yes, that's what they're called. DSLR.
Well, and it doesn't matter
Yeah,
anyways.
whatever. You know what I'm talking about,
The
the
big
big
camera,
ones.
the point and
Yeah.
shoot, the one
Yeah.
that comes in the big case that you have to
So
lug
as
around.
a new dad, I would be walking around with my
Yes.
big stupid camera, bouncing around, getting those perfect shots. Now, the iPhones or whatever, they take just as pictures that
Yeah.
are just as good.
And
Yeah.
it's nice because you can just send them to family members right there,
Yeah.
post on social media. So
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about those cameras. I mean, I do feel like they do give a much more rich picture. Like
Yeah.
but just for a great picture to be posting online or putting whatever, I think your phones give amazing pictures. To me, the
Yeah.
real amazing cameras now are the ones that are on drones. We saw Brian, who works here, and he has a camera on a drone that it doesn't even look real.
It looks like a movie.
It's incredible, like ultra
computer
live.
generated almost. it
Yeah,
looks like.
it's just incredible. So yes, so what maybe is probably what they're going to do is update that.
I'm
phone.
excited to see what it'll look like. In the meantime, I have a camera for sale if anybody wants to get a fancy one.
Me too.
Yeah, we'll be talking more about that. Just a rumor for now, but of course, it's something that, of course, we'll be keeping a close eye on from Apple. What will they think of next? All right, well, in your news this half hour, this morning, fire crews are working to contain a fire on the Humboldt-Tiobe National Forest. That's just west of Bridgeport, California. At this time, the Eagle 2 fire has burned nearly 70 acres of land. A CAL FIRE crew helped battle the blaze on Wednesday. And morning, so it started about 35 minutes ago. The Great Basin Type 3 team will take command of the fire. So far, no injuries or evacuations have been reported. We'll, of course, continue to monitor this fire and bring you the latest as it becomes available. Meanwhile, a fire near Bellevue Road in Washoe County close to part of the old US 395 for several hours yesterday afternoon. The fire burned about an acre before crews were able to get a handle on the blaze. According to Truckee Meadows Fire Protection District crews, the fire reportedly started after a tire fell off the trailer, causing an axle to drag on the road, sparking the brush.
A riot at Folsom State Prison yesterday left several inmates hurt and claimed the life of another. Officials say inmates were in one of the prison's maximum security general population yards when the fighting broke out. Correctional officers used pepper spray and fired at least 2 warning shots to try and quiet the fighting. One inmate was fatally stabbed and identified as 71-year-old Hugo Pinnell, a member of a notorious crime gang, the San Quentin Six. Officials are still investigating the cause of the riot.
And turning now to politics on this Thursday morning, amid questions around Hillary Clinton's private email server, one of her opponents is gaining traction. Andrew Spencer reports a new poll this week shows Bernie Sanders overtaking Clinton for the first time, if only in New Hampshire.
Bernie Sanders may be drawing the huge crowds, but he's been trailing Hillary Clinton in every state until now. A new Franklin Pierce University poll shows likely Democratic voters in New Hampshire supporting Sanders over Clinton 44% to 37%.
People often have underestimated me. I'm in this race, and we're running to win.
We have a message to the billionaire class, and that message is you can't have it all.
The self-described Democratic socialist has excited parts of the progressive base, challenging the idea that Hillary Clinton will have an easy road to the Democratic nomination. Sanders' surge also comes as Clinton turns over to the Justice Department her private email server, now wiped clean, and a thumb drive of her work-related emails. The questions surrounding that email server may not hurt Clinton in the long run.
If the Justice Department doesn't have anything in here that they can work with, which obviously I think Hillary believes they don't when they put it forward and sign by signing the affidavit, then it's going to turn a corner for him, and it's going to be something that sort of falls off the front page, I think, for a while.
And don't forget about Vice President Joe Biden. He has not entered the presidential race, and he's reportedly still considering whether he ever will, but he still managed to pull 9% of the support in that New Hampshire poll. I'm Andrew Spencer, reporting.
Now, we will, of course, see how all of this shakes out, as the road to the White House is going to be a long one.
Meanwhile, yesterday, former President Jimmy Carter came out with the news that he has cancer. On August 3rd at Emory University Hospital in Atlanta, President Carter had a mass removed from his liver. In a statement released this afternoon, Carter said surgery revealed cancer had spread to other body parts as well. Carter says he will be rearranging his schedule so he can undergo treatment at Emory.
We have a very extensive program promoting peace, enhancing democracy. It's adventurous, and I have to say it's gratifying and exciting for us still to do that.
President Carter said a more complete statement will be issued in the next couple of weeks when more details about his treatment are known. The Environmental Protection Agency is taking full responsibility for that spill of wastewater into the Animas River in southern Colorado. An EPA crew working at a suspended gold mine near Durango last week accidentally triggered the spill of more than 3 million gallons of wastewater. The plume of contaminated materials traveled some 300 miles down the river, turning it a mustard yellowy brown color. Officials say there will be an internal and independent review of the incident.
Well, a frightening moment for a group of Minneapolis concert goers when the roof of the venue they were in collapsed during the show. It happened just after 10 o'clock last night at historic music venue First Avenue during Theory of the Dead Man concert. 2 people were taken to the hospital with what are believed to be minor injuries. The Minneapolis Fire Department says the building was evacuated and most of the injured were treated there on scene. Witnesses say they saw smoke and sprinklers in the back go off before part of the roof came down in the back of the venue.
There was like a smog throughout the whole building, and we thought, well, maybe it was weed, maybe it was cigarette smoke, and then the sprinklers came on, and then everything just fell down.
Fire officials are still investigating the cause of the collapse as well as the overall structural integrity, of the building.
Well, Tom Brady and NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell faced off in federal court yesterday, but still no agreement. The two met with federal judge Richard Berman, who wants them to resolve their legal battle over the 4-game suspension over the Deflategate scandal. The judge wants both sides to come to an agreement, but if no resolution is reached, the two sides will return to court next week for either another conference or for more oral arguments.
And turning to world news now, huge explosions rocked a port city in northern China yesterday, killing 44 people. The blast sent up massive fireballs in the night sky. Chinese state media said that at least 44 people were killed and hundreds injured. The initial blast erupted in a warehouse for hazardous material and triggered other explosions at nearby businesses. As dawn broke, military medical tents were set up in a nearby hospital. The fire was still burning in the early hours of today.
And the Iraqi Defense Ministry released footage late last night showing fighter jets allegedly targeting ISIS hideouts and weapons depots. A statement posted with the video said that the Iraqi Air Force caused heavy losses to ISIS militants and men and equipment in western Anbar province. The statement didn't say when the airstrikes were carried out. Melissa?
All right, Bill, thank you for that. A police officer's motives are being questioned after he was photographed pointing a gun at a crowd of people. See what's being said online coming up in our trending segment. Stay with us.
Here's a good question for everybody. I have a camera that I had to move because of an interview. Now, I put that camera in place a year ago and haven't touched it since, nor any of the other equipment. So why are all the cords back there tangled? It's like when you put your Christmas tree lights away nice and neat, and you come back a year later, and they're all tangled up, but you never touched them.
You took them out of the box.
Yeah.
That's how they got tangled.
That's right.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, you know, I'm a technician. I deal with those wires all the time. And you know what? People that go there and they might try to make things nice and neat, tuck everything, and put wire ties and all that stuff. Makes me nuts because I got to go in and fix it. I undo everything that they did. You know? Yeah. And then I got spaghetti. You know? Yeah. So just leave the spaghetti. Save the time and money. You don't have to spend all the money on those little goodies. And wire ties, I hate them because they clip them off and leave the little sharp points that scratch your fingers. You know?
Oh, yeah.
They're terrible. Yeah, there are a couple of cameras, so I posted a couple of pictures I took at the GSR of the old cars so hot on. That's nice on my Facebook page. I like the cars. And that's from my Motorola phone camera. I got one of those big cameras like Bill was talking about, but I didn't want to lug it around. They had the Hermits playing, and we were dancing and singing to the music anyway. Particularly when it was Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter. I'd sing it to my wife. They're making another Subway sandwich place in Sparks. We wouldn't have one in every corner of it.
Welcome back, everybody. Turning now to our trending topic this hour. A Baltimore police officer is under investigation after a photo shows him pointing his gun at a crowd on Sunday. The photographer says that the officer drew his gun after someone threw a glass bottle near a group of police officers. Baltimore police say that the officer is now on administrative duties during the investigation. On social media, people are calling out the officer for being inappropriate. Facebook user Bob Martin called the officer, quote, a coward with no business being on the job, end quote. Booker Street John Smith applauded the officer and says, quote, looks like he knows how to handle a situation. Ask your Google Plusers what you think about it. Do you think that he should have done that? I mean, he has a gun and he is trained to use it. Inappropriate, though, to pull it out of a crowd when he says that a bottle was thrown at him. Starting off first with Kempton. Kempton, what do you think? First of all, what about it? Should he have pulled out the gun? And then secondly, what about the public going up against him saying, you know, that's inappropriate?
Yeah. The way I see it, he shouldn't have pulled out a gun. It's a crowd that he's facing, and even if he knows that who throws the bottle, well, what is he going to do? Should that the person who throw the bottle, police should be trained to de-escalate tense situation, not to pull out a gun, a lethal weapon. So the reaction to him pulling out the gun and the criticism, I think he deserves it.
Glenn, what do you think about this reaction?
Depending on which police force that you're with, but in most police agencies around the country, there's a general rule. You do not pull your gun unless you're intending to use that gun. Keep your hand away from it. The officer has plenty of other weapons on him, and he even has backup if he wants to call for it. So unless someone was endangering his life and he had a clear shot, there's a crowd, that's not a clear shot. He has no business putting his hand on that gun. That police officer should be more than just suspended. He needs to lose his job.
Steve out of Sparks, what do you think about it? There are also people online, by the way, who are saying it's the angle at which he's holding the gun, out of side, not posted, as if he was waving it around, and that is bothering some people as well. What do you think about it?
He should have left the gun in the holster, and I agree with both Kempton and Glenn. You know, the cops should be ready for that kind of thing. You know, they got all these kind of people around there. They got backup. They got other people, and he's the only one swinging his gun around. Something's wrong with him. I would be definitely. They got him on administrative leave for an investigation. I agree with Glenn. Investigate him all the way out the door.
All right, we would love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. That is where the conversation continues. We would love to hear from some police officers as well, obviously people who are in situations like that. All right, Sam, over to you.
All right, Melissa, thank you. Well, the Great Reno Balloon Race kickoff event benefiting the Veterans Guest House is this Saturday. Noreen Leary and Pete Copeland will join us live to talk about it next. And there is a film festival dedicated entirely to cats. We'll tell you about it as Fox 11 continues.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. You know, it's inevitable. My studio phone lines, someone always tries to call me when I have to get on, and they know we do this segment, but they always call at this time. Look at your clock, people.
Does it ring?
Check. Can you hear me? Check.
Well, it doesn't ring in the studio, but the lights blink.
Oh,
and I
okay.
can see it. But it's like, I can't answer right now. You know.
Right, exactly. All right.
Okay, see you guys in an hour.
Okay, see you guys next segment. Yeah, that was a good topic, the last one, but the next one is even worse. See you guys.
Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. 6:49 as we get you going on this Thursday morning. Well, the Great Reno Balloon Race kickoff event benefiting the Veterans Guest House is this weekend. It's happening at Rounds Bakery. And joining me now to talk more about it, we have Pete Copeland. He's the executive director of the Great Reno Balloon Race, and Noreen Leary. She's the CEO of the Veterans Guest House. Thank you so much, guys, for coming in.
Thanks for
we
having us
appreciate
this
it. Great to see you. Tell us about this event that's happening this Saturday at Rounds.
Well, this week, what the event is about, it's an opportunity for us to support a great nonprofit, the Veterans Guest House. And it's a way for us to get our fans and community excited about the upcoming Great Reno Balloon Race event.
All right, talk about this partnership. How did this all come about, Noreen?
Well, you know, for a number of years, we've been
neighborhood
a sponsor
of one of the balloons, and
Right.
that's been really fun. We auction that off, so it's kind of a nice way for us to raise some money and also do something for the community. So that we've been doing that, I don't know,
years. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and this is nice for us to be able to give back to, again, a great nonprofit that supports our military families, and that's really important to our organization.
You're going to have tethered rides for the kids,
rides,
asking
right.
for a small donation.
Correct.
Some military vehicles as well, I
Right,
understand, here at
right.
Rounds on Saturday.
and if you buy some something at Rounds, you'll get a ticket for an entry to get a balloon ride.
Right. On the Sunday of the event, we're going to give away a free balloon ride to all those that attend.
Awesome.
So it should be fun.
And speaking of the balloon races, man, that is right around the corner now.
4
huh?
weeks. 4 weeks from today is Media Day. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
Yeah, very
Anything new
exciting.
you want to kick off even before Media Day? Maybe a little sneak peek?
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of special shaped balloons. You know, we've got the most special shaped balloons we've ever had at the event, including the Darth Vader and the Master Yoda balloon. We've got a little miniature Elvis Presley there, so it should be a lot of fun.
All right.
Awesome. And Noreen, real quickly, for people who aren't familiar with the Veterans Guest House, tell us what it does to help out
we
the
provide.
community.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We provide temporary housing for our veterans and their families when they're undergoing medical care here in the Reno area. You know, Nevada is such a rural state, and it's not just Nevada. They come from California. They come here for their care, not just at the VA, but all hospitals.
Awesome.
So that's what we're there for, one of a kind in the country. And thanks for
Hey,
Nevada.
We are glad to have both of you here in our community.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate the work you do.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. And stay with us, everybody. We're going to, here you go again, though, at Rounds here. Great Reno Balloon Race kickoff. It's Saturday, 7 to 11. Again, Rounds Bakery. Great place to get a donut or a bagel, too. We'll be back.
Good morning and welcome back. We have windy and dry conditions on the way for the afternoon and evening today. That's leading to some fire danger out there. So a red flag warning, also known as a fire weather warning, is out there from the National Weather Service for this afternoon through about tomorrow morning. So heads up for that fire danger. Also, the winds could kick up some dust, so areas of blowing dust are possible, and also smoke and haze. Kind of busy as far as the winds are concerned. Everything else is looking much quieter, though. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies today. I think erring on the side of mostly sunny at this point. 61 in town, 3-mile-per-hour winds right now, and 39% humidity. Your temperatures are in the 60s for most of those lower elevations, ranging from the 30s to the 50s for some of the upper elevation towns at this point. Low pressure off the California coast continuing to provide winds as we go into this afternoon. More wind than yesterday. We're looking today for southwest winds at 20 to 30, gusting to about 45 for some of those lower elevation locations. A lot of us seeing a good amount of wind today. Eastern Nevada, very slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm again today. Very similar pattern that we've been in. The rest of us are staying dry, but that low pressure system will provide the winds. The low pressure moves inland and weakens a little bit over the next couple of days. Still breezy for Friday, but not as windy as it will be today. 20% chance for showers and storms in eastern Nevada only. The rest of us are looking at dry conditions today, but also areas of smoke, haze, and or dust, all because of that southwest wind. 20 to 30, gusting to 45 for the wind speeds today. Up around Tahoe, we're into the 70s. Ridge gusts at the tops of the Sierra could be as high as 80 miles per hour, but most of us down in the lower elevation seeing gusts about 45 miles per hour today. 88 in Sutcliffe, 88 instead as well for the high, and in the Truckee Meadows, look for a high of about 93 degrees in Reno. Sparks, the 7-day forecast. Windy today with fire danger, breezy still tomorrow. Then the winds subside as we head into the weekend. We'll be right back.
We're joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. Well, dozens of students and faculty members at UNR got a bit of a chance today to experience some safe experiences during an earthquake, how to deal with it, what it would look like to have a big earthquake in our area. The Big Shaker demonstration, a 7.5 magnitude earthquake. It's used to train emergency responders and others on how to react during one. And although our area hasn't seen a big earthquake in several years, scientists say it's always better to be prepared. And if you missed the earthquake simulator yesterday, don't get too ruffled up about it. You do get another chance to do that this week. Tomorrow, in fact, it's going to be outside the Discovery Museum off of Center Street from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It is free and open to the public. Bet the kids would love that, by the way. All right, taking a look now at our forecast for this Thursday. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. We have winds and dry conditions picking up today. So in pink on your screen, a fire weather warning, also known as a red flag warning for the day today. That lasts into tomorrow morning. Also because of the winds, we do have a lake wind advisory out there for western Nevada and the Sierra. The western Nevada one ends this evening. The Sierra one goes until tomorrow morning. Either way, high fire danger, windy conditions today. Still breezy for your Friday. Then the winds will subside heading into the weekend, and temperatures pick up a little bit too heading into next week.
Well, you gotta be kidding me. Cat lovers will love this, where thousands of people gather to celebrate their favorite pets.
Pretty cute stuff. Also still to come on your Thursday morning, the FDA has chosen to make an example of what not to do when it demanded Kim Kardashian remove a post from Instagram. Find out why.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us here on Mornings on Fox 11, 8 o'clock on your Thursday. And you've probably seen a video posted out there. We're going to have it in our trending segment in just a bit about a teen who works with parents to basically simulate as if they were going to kidnap their kids. Parents are there the entire time, but it really is scary what happens here. The parents are shocked.
Yeah.
But we're going to be bringing in a Reno police officer to chit-chat about that.
Yeah, Detective Josh Watson is going to be coming in, talking to us about what red flags you should look for on your kids' social media, especially everyone heading back to school. Your kids want to post pictures and whatnot, and how intrusive you should be when it comes to their social media, and how to talk to them about how to stay safe while they're online as well, because it is scary out there, and that video just goes to show how easy it is to lure young girls into a very potentially dangerous situation.
Parents, if you have not seen this video, stick around, look for it online. If you can't do it here, check it out. It will surprise you. I guarantee you that.
All right.
Before we get to some of those tough topics, let's do something that will make you smile today. The neighborhood crazy cat lady may not be so lonely after all, at least in St. Paul. Take a look at that. About 13 100,000 cat enthusiasts turned out for the 4th annual Internet Cat Video Festival at CHS Field
By
in
the way,
St.
where's
Paul.
Ryan Kern?
I think I saw him just maybe in the underwear right there.
He's a in the underwear. He's a huge cat fan.
He
He's got
is.
4 or 5 at home too,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
Yeah, he
Two.
walks them on a leash. Well, to kick things off, St. Paul's mayor tossed out a ceremonial ball of yarn, of course. Then cat videos posted on social media were played on a giant screen. Attendees really got into the festival atmosphere. Apparently there was like 100,000 videos that they had to choose from. They narrowed it down. I think they said to about 100 minutes of cat videos.
Yeah, they say it is I think, next to porn, the #1 thing that's looked at online.
No kidding?
Yes, cat videos. It's
Wow.
crazy. I know there are sites just exclusively for cat videos. Who knows? They're funny. They're funny animals.
I
They've got
wouldn't
so much
recommend
personality.
just Google searching cat videos, maybe like kitty. No, I'm not going to say kitty cat videos either. Maybe
Nope.
just like, I don't know. Make sure
Why
it's
not?
cat video.
Why not?
You know why. You're not going to pull me in on that.
Let's switch gears over to trending, shall we? Trending over on Yahoo this morning. Because apparently I'm from somewhere else outside of Reno here. The Perseid meteor shower caught on camera from all over the world. These are some amazing pictures. The annual meteor shower has got skywatchers celebrating. This year, there is no moon, so the bright meteor trains are lighting up the skies in dramatic fashion. And Perseid meteors are bits of dust and ice from the Swift-Tuttle comet, according to NASA. Tonight is one of the best nights. Actually, I think it was last night was the best night to view it. I'll have to check in on that for you. I'll keep you updated. Trending over on Facebook, it was. The Food and Drug Administration has demanded Kim Kardashian remove a recent Instagram post. Last month, Kardashian posted an Instagram about a morning sickness medicine called Diclegus. Diclegus? Right? Diclegus? Yeah, there you go. She claimed that the drug made her feel better and was not dangerous for pregnant mothers. The FDA issued a warning letter asking Kardashian to take down that post because it did not mention any of the risks associated with taking the drug. Trending over on Twitter, a Kentucky clerk is defying a judge's order and won't give gay couples marriage licenses. Hours after a federal judge ordered Kim Davies' office to follow federal law and issue licenses to same-sex couples, they turned away David Moore and David Edmold this morning. Now, Davis claims that it goes against her religious freedom and Christian beliefs. Turning on with trending over on our Facebook page, a social experiment is making headlines for what it says about teen abduction. Online prankster Kobe Pearson conducted a social experiment testing how willing teenage girls are to meet a stranger that they've only talked to online. And in the experiment, a 22-year-old man pretends to be a 15-year-old boy and then added 3 girls as friends on Facebook with their parents knowing. Within 3 days, the girls agreed to meet the guy posing as a boy. During the meeting, Pearson enlisted the girls' parents to abduct them, and he videotapes it all. And some experts say this is the wrong way to go about bringing awareness, but Pearson thinks that it's important for parents to be aware that this is a possibility. Parenting author Lenore Skenze says that the video is just a scare tactic. She says, quote, "It reinforces the idea that every child is in constant danger from strangers, and that's not the case," end quote. Asking all of you on Facebook, what do you think about it? Do you think this is going a bit too far? Is this a good idea? By the way, we are also, as we mentioned, having a detective from the Reno Police Department in our studio in about 10 minutes to talk about online safety and what red flags you should be looking for on your kids' social media. All right, that's a look at what's trending. Sam, over to you.
All right, Melissa, thanks. Well, hope you're hungry. Steve Schroeder from Reno Street Food is here to show us how to make a great meal for less than $11. And today he shows us how to make, listen to this, BLT, just not the kind you're used to. Are noodles involved? They might be. We'll be right back. Good morning and welcome back, everyone. Well, just a couple of minutes ago, we were talking about that viral video that is just all over social media about trying to lure young girls on social media and just how easy it can be. Well, this morning we have Detective Josh Watson here in studio with us from the Reno Police Department to talk to us about what you as a parent need to know when it comes to online safety with your kids. Detective Watson, thank you so much for coming on, first of all. So it's back to school. A lot of kids excited, posting everything that's going on school on social media. What should parents look for and monitor on their kids' social media?
One of the things that you definitely want to look for is how often they're on it. If your child's waking up and using it first thing in the morning, last thing before bed, you need to know what they're doing, who they're talking to, who they're connecting with. So kids these days tend to friend everybody who asks, and that's one of the big problems. Is social media is for friends, not for anybody, but everybody has access to it.
And that leads me into the next question here. So should parents go on to their kids' friend list and maybe look for people? If someone looks suspicious, should they approach their child and say, how do you know this person and do you know everyone on your friends list?
Absolutely. Be just like anything else. When I was a kid a while ago, they, you know, my parents knew my friends, they knew their parents, they knew where I was going and what I was doing. Parents are disconnected sometimes with their children with regard to social media because these kids pick it up so fast, and we don't.
Yeah. And how do you recommend parents talk to their kids about safety online, and really how young should it start? I mean, obviously every parent's different as to what they allow their kids when it comes to social media, but when should they have that conversation?
As soon as their child is online and has access to those things. My kids are fairly young. They do have access to certain things, but it's very locked down. I use privacy settings, which are huge. They can't do anything without me knowing about it. So.
So just making sure that you're on top of those things. And you guys go out and talk to schools, you talk to students, you do a lot of community outreach to let them know, hey, not everyone out there online is who they say they are.
Right. We do presentations. I've done several with schools, with school counselors, churches, the local Boy Scout chapters, etc. We will definitely go out and reach out to the community to let everybody know what to look for, what not to do, what not to post.
And that's just so, I mean, it's the parents, we didn't have to deal with this stuff, you know, when we were our kids' age when it comes to online safety and scary people online. We were worried about the scary black truck following us.
Exactly.
So these are some websites that you've recommended that kids can go to, or parents can go to, just to kind of learn more about when it comes to online safety, what they should be monitoring and how to approach their kids when it comes to being safe online. Detective Watson, thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure.
We appreciate it. We'll post this entire interview, of course, on our website as well. Melissa, over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Sam. Coming up next, we're going to check in with Gianna Georgie about a shooting that happened overnight at a popular club. More on that coming up. But first, we're going to go straight to her, actually, is what we're going to do. We've sent it on over to Fox 11's Gianna Georgie. She's been live at that scene all morning long. Gianna, what do you have for us?
Gianna, thank you for working so hard on getting those latest updates. Well, still to come here on Mornings on Fox 11, Steve Schroeder, the Schroedster. He's back to show us a Fox 11 meal under $11. We'll be right back. Also, the city of Reno could soon have 4 medical marijuana dispensaries up and running. We'll tell you more coming up in your local headlines.
Welcome back, everybody. Joining us this morning, as he hadn't been for a long time on Thursdays, but he's back, Steve Schroeder, to talk about a meal for 4 people that you can find under $11. This one has got 5 ingredients. Love that. One of the favorite staples for a lot of people when it comes to sandwiches, I would say number 1 probably grilled cheese, then peanut butter and jelly, and a BLT in there.
Tuna fish with potato chips.
Oh, yeah.
Like Fritos, Doritos.
Potato chips on the inside, got to crunch them down. White bread. Okay, there you go. So let's talk about what we're making today.
Yeah, basic BLT ingredients. And when you go shopping at the grocery store to stay under $11, this is a huge challenge because bacon costs are high. Tomatoes, you know, if you're in the organic section up near $4, I got them down there $2.
Okay.
Spinach, I actually grabbed it out of the bin because the spinach bag itself is pretty expensive, and then the pasta's $1, so we got it in $11.75.
$11.75.
A little bit over.
Love it. And so let's talk about what we need to do here. Just brown it up.
So the great thing is we're going to start the bacon. The bacon's going to grease out in the pan. We're going to take the bacon out, leave a little grease, and then we'll put the tomatoes in it. And when the tomatoes get that grease going, it's going to be awesome. And then we're going to add the pasta into it. Last thing we're going to do is add the spinach, add a little Romano cheese to it.
Yeah.
It's going to make that flavorful, amazing. A couple things you can do. So this could be a meal within itself as a, you know, the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Or you can use this as a side, so you can do chicken or salmon along with it, and it's just one of those great dishes that's going to have great leftovers. And
get a tight shot of this right here, Bri, if you will. This is the Parmesan cheese. This is what a lot of people like. Okay, Parmesan cheese. Here we have just it grated, but the question is for some people: do we do grated? Do you do, or this is shredded? Do you do shredded? Do you do grated? Do you do the big slices of? Does it matter?
In this dish, I'm going to use the shredded because I need it to break down quickly and melt into the dish. So it's going to create kind of a sauce. I'm also going to save a cup of this water from the pasta, and I'm going to pour a little bit of the back into the dish. The hot water, along with that cheese, is going to create that sauce.
Yeah, and also people, so that you know, the reason why you take it from the pasta sauce is because it's got the starch in it, right?
It's got the starch. I didn't add any salt or oil to it, just leaving it, and it's going to create a great flavor profile. Because this is, like I said, 5 ingredients. Know your ingredients. Shop for them. If you're going to feed your family, you want to do the right thing. This is really simple. Like I said, this could be a main course. This could be a side dish. And when they're done, it's going to be Beautiful.
Beautiful. Also great too is with one of these dishes like this when you're doing it with pasta. Great to eat it right now, but even better if you let it sit for the next day and let all of those flavors soak in, the salt from the bacon.
Like lasagna.
Yeah,
that
like
next day.
Yes, so much better. There's something to be said, obviously, about fresh food. There's something also to be said about it letting your flavors simmer.
Yep.
Now, if you would like this recipe, of course, you can find it. We're going to have it on our website and also our Facebook page as well. And we're going to be checking in with Steve throughout the morning. He's going to be cooking this, so we'll give you the look at the final product at the end of the show. And also, any idea next week? Are you still looking for ideas for people? Yeah.
If you've got an idea, send it on in to the station, and we'll take a look for it.
Yeah, or find him at Reno Street Foods. Hello.
Reno
He's there
Street Food.
every there on Friday. Reno Street Food, Party at the Park, Idlewild Parks on Friday. You can find Steve there. Stop by and say hello. All right, thanks, Steve.
Than't you.
And toss it on over to Tim with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
All right, good morning to you. It's a quiet satellite and radar picture, but what that doesn't show you is the wind. The wind will be picking up later on in the afternoon today and into the evening. We're going to talk about that coming up in your forecast. Good morning and welcome back. We have winds picking up later on today as well as dry conditions, so that leads to some fire danger. So from the National Weather Service, we do have a red flag warning in effect starting this afternoon and going right through into tomorrow morning for those windy and dry conditions, also known as a fire weather warning, of course. So heads up for that fire danger later today. The wind could also mean some areas of blowing dust today, and also smoke and haze are possible from those California wildfires. So other than the wind, it is a quiet forecast, but that wind is going to make for a busy day for some of us. 65 in town, partly cloudy skies reported from the airport, although the sky cams really are showing a lot of sunshine, so I'm not sure where that's coming from. There are just a couple of clouds out there. 3-mile-per-hour winds out of the northwest and 39% humidity. Temperatures now into the 60s for most of those lower elevations, 40s and 50s in the upper elevations. Not too much wind out there yet, but this low pressure system swirling off the California coast will continue to provide energy for winds to pick up as we head into those afternoon hours today and especially into the evening. Southwest winds today about 20 to 30, gusting to 40 to 45 miles per hour. So you'll certainly notice the winds today more so than the last couple of days. They'll let up a little bit heading into tomorrow as the low pressure system weakens and moves onshore, but until then, today is certainly looking like a windy day. Also, slight chance for showers and thunderstorms just on the eastern side of Nevada. 20% chance for those folks out there. The rest of us here in western Nevada, the Sierra, no shower chances really to speak of. Areas of blowing dust are possible, as well as areas of smoke or haze, thanks to all that wind that'll be out there. Ridge gusts at the tops of the Sierra only could be as high as about 80 miles per hour. The rest of us, where we live at most of our lower elevations, gusting to about 45 miles per hour today. Highs are in the 80s and 90s depending on where you are. Very close to average for this time of year. 88 for the high in Herlong. A windy afternoon, though, for us, and that fire danger is certainly out there. 93 in Reno Sparks today. The 7-day forecast. High fire danger today with the winds gusting to about 40 to 45. A little bit less windy for Friday, so we'll call it a breezy day overall. Mostly sunny skies, and temperatures actually climb as we head into the weekend. We'll be back.
Welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 8:28. We're joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. Well, the city of Reno could soon have 4 medical marijuana dispensaries, that is, up and running. Until yesterday, there was only 3 dispensaries allowed to apply for a license in Reno, but City Council unanimously voted to use existing Nevada rankings to select the next highest ranked qualified applicant. Lawmakers in the last session voted to allow the city of Reno to allocate 1 more dispensary license. City officials say that Reno is on track to open its first dispensary in just about 2 weeks. Sparks opened its first dispensary last month. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our Thursday forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. We do have a red flag warning to talk about here for parts of western Nevada and eastern California. This is because of dry and windy conditions for the day today. Winds could be between 20 and 30, gusting to 40 or 45 miles per hour this afternoon and evening. So starting at 2 p.m., that red flag warning or fire weather warning goes into effect. Also because of the wind, we do have a lake wind advisory in western Nevada and eastern California. The one around Tahoe goes until 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. The one in western Nevada ends tonight at 11 o'clock. Windy today is basically the story there. Still breezy tomorrow, then winds let up over the weekend with warmer temperatures.
Plus, the University of Nevada is celebrating the addition of a new residence hall today. We're going to tell you when.
Also, still to come, looks like we're going to be talking about some Burning Man going on in our area.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
Hey, good Thursday morning, everyone. Are we sounding all right here? There we go. Hopefully
You're a
your
little
morning-
muffled.
Yeah, hopefully your morning's off to a better start than ours is right now, but we're getting it together, of course, for the last half hour. We're just so excited because Steve Schroeder is back making some BLT pasta. BLT pasta. Yeah, he's going to tell us how you can make it for just around $11 for a family of 4.
Yeah, under $11. $11.75 is what he
Yeah.
actually ended up spending on it. 5 ingredients, super easy to make. He's cooking it throughout the show, and we're going to have to show you the updated or the final product at the end if we don't eat it all before it gets there.
Yeah.
Also, news yesterday. Did you guys follow any of the posts on any of the news feeds, the CNN, NBC News, in regards to that prison riot going on in Folsom,
yeah.
a couple hours west of here, near Sacramento, Folsom, California? And when you watched those videos, did you almost hear the Johnny Cash twang of the guitar?
Killed a man in Reno.
Shot a man
Oh,
in
yeah,
Reno.
shot a man in Reno. Yeah,
Yeah, Folsom
yep.
Prison. Spent
Yeah.
some time in Folsom Prison.
Yeah, that's a big deal too. He was one of what's being called the Folsom Six, I believe.
Yeah.
Actually, the what?
I think
San
the
Quentin
San
Six.
Quentin Six.
Yeah, there was a big
I
escape.
mean, you have some
attempt.
high-profile criminals
Yeah.
at that prison. So
Absolutely.
to have a big riot like that, and one of the inmates died during that riot, but it's just some crazy stuff. Can't imagine being on the inside of the walls for that.
Yeah, we've had some breaking news here locally as well.
Yeah, a shooting that took place overnight in downtown Reno. We've been following this for
Yeah.
you all morning long.
Yeah, we sent Fox 11's Gianna Georgie out this morning to cover it live for us, and she has actually gotten some new information for us this morning. Gianna, what's the latest?
Hello, we all came back.
We did. And you know this story? When I watched the video, it actually made me shake a little bit. And
which one? Oh,
the little girls on Facebook. It makes me so angry.
Yeah, it's kind of scary
Yeah.
that they would allow themselves to be drawn into something like that.
Yeah, I mean, scary in different perspective. I mean, yeah. The fact that they were willing to do that, but then the parents, really?
Yeah, the
And
parents didn't have a clue.
And the guy, I mean, the prankster, really?
And that's kind of wrong because he intentionally went out there to do that to those girls. And it's like, you know,
Yeah. Do you know, like, is
that
it
itself is not right.
Exactly.
All right, thank you for that coverage. We appreciate it, Gianna.
a psychological experiment.
Education savings account applications are now being accepted. The ESA is allowing parents to claim state education funding and use it towards private school tuition or other qualifying expenses. However, without the legislature making a change to the new program, the 100 days of school in a public or charter school clause still applies. A private school, homeschool, or online class does not qualify. Grant Hewitt, he's the chief of state at the state's treasurer's office, stated last week that, quote, "This is not the outcome we had proposed. We hope that the legislature addresses this issue in an upcoming legislative session," end quote. Nevadans are still encouraged to voice their opinions at an upcoming August 21st workshop.
Well, a well-known cartoon character is the star in a new campaign to support college savings in the Silver State. Starting on August 20th, you can catch cartoon tortoise Sage on TV, on the radio, even bus advertisements. It's all in an effort by the Nevada Treasurer's Office to raise awareness about saving opportunities and also to promote a college-going culture here in Nevada. And Nevada has just received a grant for nearly $300,000 to help low-income students take advanced placement tests. The announcement was made Wednesday by the U.S. Department of Education. Students qualify for the grant money if they're eligible for free or reduced price lunches. Officials say the grants are a smart investment that will encourage more students to take the test and also work towards finishing a college degree.
Also happening today, it's the last day the Salvation Army is collecting backpacks and school supplies for disadvantaged children in our area. Students from the Carson City School District, the Silver Charter School, and the Douglas County School District are all receiving the supplies that have been collected. Organizers are asking for everything from backpacks, pencils, highlighters, paper. You can drop off all supplies at the Salvation Army on Colorado Street in Carson City. Again, the deadline is today.
And happening today, construction workers are putting the finishing touches on Peavine Hall as the clock counts down to move-in day at UNR. The grand opening of the new Peavine Hall on the UNR campus is happening this morning at 10 o'clock. It is free and open to the public. The new residence hall will accommodate around 600 students in suite-style rooms of 3 students each. Peavine Hall has an emphasis on healthy living.
And visitors to Reno are going to see a display of photographs from some very well-known Burning Man photographers. More than 60 photos of artwork from the playa will go on display starting today at the airport. A reception
Did I miss you guys? Okay. Steve, I'm seeing you now.
Yeah, I just
We're all back now.
Do you see Melissa?
Yeah.
And also
Everything froze up.
There we go.
family in the Silver
It's like time to the T,
Nevada State Museum.
just to scare us a little bit.
Nice reception from
Not
5
in
to
the middle of the
7
live show.
and open to the
What?
public. Melissa?
All right, Sam, well, a social experiment is making headlines for what it says about teen abduction and teens on social media. More on that, and you can check it out on foxreno.com if you'd like to take a look at it before we tackle it. And Steve Schroeder is still cooking up a great dish for 4 people under $11. BLT pasta. Stay with us, we'll show it to you.
BLT pasta. Is that like spaghetti with bacon in it?
As long as it has bacon in it.
I had spaghetti last night for the first time in a long time. It tasted so good, but it's not exactly on my diet. Too much starch, man. It's like, but it was good.
Once in a while. We discovered one of those fresh pasta places in the farmer's market. Oh, they are really good. And the boy that sells is a good salesman. He gave us to try, let us try a little bit of the filling, which is cooked right at the store. So we tried it, and we liked them. And we weren't going to buy the beef one, but he gave us to try a little piece, and we tried it and liked it too, and bought some.
I know they've got a noodle hut in one of the casinos here in Sparks, and when I go by there, you know, you can smell the noodles and stuff cooking, you know, and all that kind of stuff, and it's good stuff. But the wife, for some reason, doesn't like to go there. I don't know why. But I mean, she likes chop suey, you know, and that kind of stuff. But I don't know. For some reason, she don't care for the noodle hut. Myself, I've been there before. I love this stuff, but I'm not supposed to eat starch. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just to have some, but not too much. Yeah. We love the ravioli that we had.
They give you a big bowl, though. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Wrap it away. Wrap it home. Yeah, don't finish the whole thing.
Welcome back to the live look outside to get you started on your Thursday. Right now, not too bad in Reno. Facebook I say that every day, but it is the truth. Come on, 65 degrees at 8:42 in the morning. Can't beat it. Let's go and take a look now at what's trending. Trending over on our Facebook page. A social experiment is making headlines for what it says about teen abduction and what they'll do for social media. Online prankster Kobe Pearson conducted a social experiment, he's calling it, testing how willing teenager girls are to basically going and meeting a stranger that they talk to only online. Would they do it? Well, in the experiment, the 22-year-old man pretends to be a 15-year-old boy and added 3 girls as friends on Facebook. Now, their parents knew about it the entire time. Within 3 days, the girls agreed, each of them, to meet the guy posing as a boy. During the meeting, Pearson enlisted the girls' parents to abduct them in one case. Videotapes it all, and some experts say this is the wrong way to go about bringing awareness. But Pearson thinks it's important for parents to be aware your kids could do this. Parenting author Lenore Skenazy says the video is just a scare tactic, and she says, quote, it reinforces the idea that every child is in constant danger from strangers, and that's not the case, end quote. Asking all of you on Facebook, what do you think about it? Do you think that this tape goes too far, this video, I should say, goes too far, or, hey, it's bringing light to something that a lot of parents may not consider for their own teens? In fact, the parents in this video, all of them were shocked. Starting off first with Steve. Steve, what do you think about the video? Is it to go too far or just right?
I think the experiment is flawed, because you've got a guy that intends to do exactly what he did. And, he found these girls and chatted with them and got them to meet him and this kind of thing. What is right is, yes, there is that threat, but there are so many people out there that are afraid that something's going to happen to their children, and it's kind of blown out of proportion. It's way out, it's not balanced, and I don't know. What he did was right. He's just bringing something on, but, is the threat really that strong? It's hard to say.
Yeah, he doesn't show also the girls who didn't fall for it. Were there any? I'm not sure. Kempton, do you think it goes too far, or it's that shock value because it needs to be shown that, hey, this is happening. Your daughters will do this, at least in these 3 cases.
Yeah, it totally went too far. This is a psychological experiment on minors. And I would argue the parents do not have the right to consent to their children being putting in this kind of psychological experiment. There's a Stanford experiment called Stanford Prisoner Experiment. People can Google it and see what damage those people actually suffer. So the last girl in the video actually got took into the van, hooded and whatnot. She found out later they're the parents. But that damage, oh, that poor girl. It actually made me shake when I watched the whole video. It's wrong in so many ways. And this social media attention, the parents, and showing the parents, right, so they know who the kids are. The shaming is just mind-boggling wrong in so many ways.
Yeah, the first one where they just lure the girl to the park and that dad is waiting there and asking, what are you doing, kind of thing. That one I was like, okay, I could see that. That last one, though, where they actually pull the girl into the van, I don't know, that's a tough one. Glenn, what do you think about it?
Well, I do think they went too far in the end. I'll agree with you there. This reminds me of the videos that were done a long time ago in a park where they just went up to children playing in the park and see if they could take the kid out of the park with, and the parents were standing by watching this, but would their kids walk away with a stranger? And in many cases, children did. So in the end here, let me look at the silver lining, because I'm not disagreeing with Steve and I'm not disagreeing with Kempton, but the silver lining is this is going to make some parents sit down and have a conversation with their kids, and that's a conversation that every parent needs to have with their kids.
Yeah, I agree with you. Tony, real quickly, what do we have on Facebook?
Rachel writes in and she says, is it important to teach children about internet predators? Yes. Should we shame them in a circumstance like this? No.
And one of these parents said to the daughter, we've talked about this, we've told you not to, da-da-da, and it still happens. So, how much prep can you do for it, whether or not it's up ultimately to the teen to make that decision. You'd hope they'd listen, but you never know. All right, we'd love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. That's where the conversation continues. Tim?
All right, thank you so much. Well, a quiet picture on satellite and radar. However, there is a low pressure off the coast that's going to bring us some winds into the afternoon and evening hours. What that means for our forecast coming up in just a bit.
It's a good discussion with the last one. Yeah. Still make me shake a little bit. I try to watch it, but I had to pause it multiple times. It's like the shock of the parents screaming. I understand if I were the parent, I would scream at the kid too. But the shock to the girl, even the first girl, but the second girl, like at night at door, like the trauma. And the last one, really, seriously, the parents putting on the hoods and whatnot. Yeah, you make the points. But in sacrificing the 3 girls for doing it, I mean, you can hire actors to do it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't have been the experiment. Wouldn't have been real if they were actors. You know.
Yeah. Well, no.
And that's the point that they were trying to
demonstrate the point of it could happen. But yeah, I see your point. I see your point that it makes the kids may not think that it's possible. It's just a fake thing. So yeah.
I don't know. Kids do some pretty dumb stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, even when I was a kid, I thought girls did some pretty dumb things, you know, and I understood it. It was kind of strange. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, see you. Okay, good job.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Good morning and welcome back. Later on today, we're going to see the winds start to pick up and also dry conditions. So that leads to, of course, fire concerns. Haven't had a lot of red flag warnings yet this year, but we do have one today to be concerned with this afternoon and this evening, overnight into the morning hours as well. It expires tomorrow morning. The wind could pick up some areas of dust too, so just be ready for that. Lower visibility in some spots as the winds pick up, and also the winds are out of the southwest. That means, again, a chance for more smoke and haze in some parts of the viewing area today. Not everyone should see it, but some folks should. 65 in town, partly cloudy skies. 3-mile-per-hour winds and 39% humidity. I think the partly cloudy skies on the icon, I think that's kind of overstating it a little bit. It is basically mostly sunny out there for many of us. 65 in Reno right now, 68 out toward Dayton, 66 in Smith Valley, and 55 in Markleeville. Satellite and radar looking pretty good right now as far as sunshine is concerned. A lot of sunshine across the board. Low pressure off the California coast, though, is allowing for winds in our area. So by the afternoon, we will be watching for winds about 20 to 30, gusting to 40 to 45 miles per hour out of the southwest today. So, of course, the winds and the dry conditions leading to that high fire danger for today. A little bit less wind tomorrow as the low pressure system moves into the interior of the U.S. here to our north. So a little bit lower as far as the winds are concerned by tomorrow, but still on the breezy side, not quite as windy as today. 92 in Elko, 87 in Ely for the high today. Western Nevada topping out into the 90s for a lot of the lower elevations. Southwest winds 20 to 30, gusting to 45 miles per hour. Ridge gusts around 80 miles per hour. Just at the tops of the ridges of the Sierra, nobody else really should see winds quite that high, but it will be a windy day for us across the area. 45 for the gusts here in the lower elevations. Highs are in the 80s and 90s across the lower elevations. 93 in Reno Sparks for the high today. 7-day forecast. We've got temperatures holding in the 90s all the way across. Windy today, breezy for tomorrow. Not quite as much wind, and that high fire danger is out there for today. So just heads up for that. Mostly sunny skies continuing all across the 7-day forecast. We'll be back.
I wish that I could.
And hey, welcome back, everyone. An extraordinary story today from Australia where a whale covered with a plastic bag and a fishing line came to a fisherman for help. Can you imagine that?
Yeah. Yvonne Iskandarian was on a fishing boat in Middle Harbor in Sydney when the whale came up to his boat. That's scarier than a shark just because of the size, I think. I like the shepherd and the lion folktale. Yvonne and his friends weren't afraid when the whale approached them. So neat. You hear stories like that and you can see the pictures too.
Head and it just came up to us, so I just sort of reached out, sort of wanted me to grab it, and I just picked it up and took it off, ripped it off a bit, and then it was just playing around, like seemed quite happy about it.
Now, Ivan, or Yvonne, as you called him, believes the whole thing.
Guess it could be Ivan.
The whale was basically thanking him for all the help. Like, hey, I need your help. Come help me. And then he did.
Pretty nice stuff. Stay with us, everybody. We're going to have a taste of what Steve Schroeder's got cooking up after this.
All right, here it is. Let's take a final look at what Steve Schroeder made for us. It is the BLT pasta right here. Yes, we're going to get into it.
So good.
Oh, gosh darn, I'm going to take a bite. But anyway, salsa, tomatoes, spinach, parm cheese, and bacon. It's for $11.75 is what it costs for him to make this. Family of four could easily eat this. Not an issue. There was a little bit of bacon left over, so you could use that for something tomorrow potentially, or throw it all in. You could do that too. But delicious. I think we should all try it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. And you know, it's so fresh. It has that fresh with the spinach and the tomatoes, and it's perfect.
It's bacon.
Summer.
What can go wrong?
Sakes. If you don't like
What can
bacon,
go wrong?
And then these
taking it
tomatoes
again.
too. A lot of people don't like the cherry tomatoes because they explode in your mouth, and that's a little too much for some people. But when you cook them like that,
yeah, sauteed them in just the same.
Great.
Oh, it was one pan, everybody. One pan to do this, and then a pot for the pasta, and that's it. Super easy. You can find the recipe on our Facebook page and our website as well. And welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 8:58. Well, Jeb Bush stopped by Reno yesterday morning and had tough talk about dealing with ISIS and other Middle Eastern threats that are happening. But Jeb Bush is turning his energy really towards President Barack Obama and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. He blamed the rise of the Islamic State and the violence now engulfing Syria and Iraq on failed policies of President Obama and Clinton. These remarks are similar to ones that he made in California earlier this week. One of the latest Iowa caucus polls shows that Jeb Bush now is in the bottom half of the candidates hoping to be Republican nominee. Donald Trump still up in front. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. We have a red flag warning to talk about for parts of western Nevada as well as eastern California, all in pink on your screen here. And that starts this afternoon and evening. It is for windy and dry conditions leading to high fire danger out there for the evening tonight as well as into tomorrow morning. Starts up at 2 p.m. today. Also, because of the winds, we do have a lake wind advisory in place. Parts of western Nevada as well as into the Sierra and eastern California, expiring either this evening or tomorrow morning, depending on exactly where you are. Either way, it's basically windy out there for the afternoon hours today. Still breezy for tomorrow, not quite as much wind, but mostly sunny skies all across the 7 day.
And welcome back. Your time is now 9:28. I'm Melissa Carlson. Nevada Republican Senator Dean Heller has endorsed Jeb Bush for president. Heller issued a statement Wednesday calling Bush a proven leader with a strong record during his time as Florida governor. Heller said Bush is a practical conservative who believes in growing the Republican Party and uniting it during his presidential run. And Scott Walker is coming to Reno for a roundtable discussion this Saturday. It's all happening at the Peppermill Resort at 6 o'clock. Officials say it is a private event. Walker is going to be in our area for the Basque Fry in Gardnerville, which is also on Saturday. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. Most of the area sees a dry day today with mostly sunny skies, but windy conditions for the afternoon. The exception from the dry day, eastern Nevada, 20% chance for some showers and thunderstorms there. The rest of us not looking at showers or thunderstorm chances. However, we are looking at winds out of the southwest today at 20 to 30, gusting to about 45 for some of those valley locations. Temperatures near average and mostly sunny skies. So if it weren't for the winds, we would be looking at a very quiet forecast for the day, but those winds will be out there. High fire danger as a result with a red flag warning or fire weather warning from the National Weather Service. A little bit less wind for your Friday, so we'll call it a breezy day. Still mostly sunny skies, warming up this weekend too.
And welcome back. Your time is now 9:57. I'm Melissa Carlson. The Washoe County Sheriff's Office is looking for a suspect involved in a shooting with Reno police that happened early this morning in downtown Reno. After the officer made contact with the subject near the Imperial Lounge on Arlington Avenue, the man hit the officer with his vehicle, forcing the officer to open fire, they say. And the suspect is described as a white male adult and was driving a black Mercedes-Benz with damage from gunfire on the driver's side. The officer was transported to a local hospital, reportedly having non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information maybe saw something, you're asked to please call the Washoe County Sheriff's Office or a secret witness. Washoe County Sheriff is now investigating. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. We have gusty winds later on this afternoon and also dry conditions that leads to fire danger. So a red flag warning is in place from the National Weather Service starting this afternoon, and it goes through tomorrow morning. 80s and 90s for the highs, relatively close to average for this time of year. We're actually looking at very much average highs over the next couple of days here. Also, those winds will be out there southwest 20 to 30, gusting to 45. Some of those winds could kick up some areas of blowing dust, so just keep that in mind. Also, of course, that means fire danger for us too. Dry conditions lasting through the 7-day, a little less wind on Friday, and decreasing even more this weekend.
And welcome back. Your time is now 10:28. I'm Melissa Carlson. Dozens of students and faculty members at UNR got a firsthand experience of how to stay safe during an earthquake. It happened this week. The Big Shaker demonstration, a 7.5 magnitude quake is what they simulated here. It's used to train emergency responders and others on how to react during a big one. Officials say that you should always drop, cover, and hold on. And although our area really hasn't seen a big earthquake in several years, scientists say it's always better to be safe than sorry. If you missed the earthquake simulation on Wednesday, don't worry, you have another opportunity to do it later this week. On Friday, it's going to be outside the Discovery Museum off of Center Street from 10 a.m. to 2. Free and open to the public, by the way. Take those kids down there. Can you imagine? They would love that. All right, meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. We have mostly sunny skies and dry conditions in the forecast for the next couple of days, but also today, a lot of wind out there for the afternoon. About 20 to 30, gusting to 45 for most elevations. The ridge tops of the Sierra could gust as high as 80 miles per hour, just at the highest elevations, though. 70s around Lake Tahoe today, into the 80s and 90s for the lower elevations. The winds pose a fire danger. They also could kick up some areas of dust. There could even be some smoke and haze from the California wildfires too. Less wind Friday, even less heading into the weekend too.
Coming up tomorrow on News 4 Today, we have one more giveaway from the El Dorado Buffet there. Plus, we're going to have a preview of presidential candidate Scott Walker's visit to Reno, starting up at 5 a.m. Coming up on Mornings on Fox 11, the Mark Castro Band's going to be here to perform live for our first Listen Friday, plus some comedians stopping in as well. Stay with us. It all starts up at 7 a.m.